So I learned the lesson of impermanence when I was 7 years old. And I was uprooted from my home in the desert. That's Saudi. My color palette changed from browns to greens, from an endless stretch of sand to an endless stretch of water. I'm really telling you the story of a girl who can't go home. From the ages of 7 to 30, I was chasing the idea of what home is. And the thing about truly chasing something elusive, aside from the amount of required dedication, is that one becomes accustomed to finding themselves in the strangest of places. Allow me to describe my life as a fantasy novel in the setting of a mystical mansion on a remote island, surrounded by fantastic beasts and friendly shadows. Every room in this house would lead into a different realm, complete unto itself, and the only way to discover all of its wonders would be to open every single door that I find. I am 19 years old, and one of the doors has opened to a room that has become a law school. This is who I thought I was, and just as I sank into a rhythm of mock courts and constitutional law, I see the outline of another door opening to me. Every cell in my body vibrates with excitement, and I cannot help but leap through this portal. I find myself in another room. This one is hectic and loud, boys running around stressed out and ecstatic. And I think to myself, while in a flurry of wedding planning and stage design, that this is where I'm meant to be. Just as that thought pops into my brain, I see another door opening, another risk coming my way. Now I'm sitting in a classroom studying the history of ideas in Xavier's Bombay. A voice whispers to me that I beat out 8,000 people to get this seat, but I can't for the life of me remember how. Just as I began to develop a comfort zone in the hustle and bustle of the big city, another portal opens. This one led me into Anurag Kashyap's production house just as Gangs of Wasaipur was being released. I was suddenly working for a new production called Shorts. And as these things go, a comfort zone was developed, a new door opened, pushing me into the metaphorical white light. Sitting in my friend's house in Bombay, scribbling my heart out into a notebook after a soul-wrenching relationship, a simple sentence changed my life forever. Anika, if you can write, you must be able to draw. And just like that, words that had no obvious logic to them opened up yet another portal. The life of an artist. I began to delve deeper into my own psyche through my newly found love of colors and lines. Again, just as I got comfortable with my own expression, a new fascinating door began to open. This one was heavy and made of the antique wood that our Goan homes possess. This portal led me back to Goa with a single intention, to find a community that I could move within. And I found it and myself in a dingy little bar the size of a 2-car garage with 2 of the best musicians in the country and one punk alien up on stage. Their performance enthralled me so much that I couldn't move until it was done. It was here in this particular room that I decided to wait around for 7 years. And it has been fascinating. From a large-scale event manager dealing with audiences of hundreds of people, I restarted my career as the door girl. I was in charge of collecting artist contributions, and I took it very seriously in this community of underpaid original musicians. It became my goal to befriend all of the creative folk I came across, to exchange stories and learn from them. Before I knew it, several hobbit-sized doors began to open up in this room, leading me deeper into this utopian land of artists. One door led me to Cirrus, a techno-based Wild West that we would joke was the entrance to the underworld. Another led me to a Dhuni, run by a Jewish-American Agori Baba, who would bring me back to my very Indian roots and reintroduce me to Shiva in the process. One more led me to Cubbon Park in Bangalore after hitching a ride with a complete stranger, don't tell my mom, where I learned how to slackline. And I understood the power of community for self-improvement. It inspired me to start something called the Balance Project to build social capital with only 180 rupees in my pocket at the time. The Balance Project, truth be told, was my gateway drug into the world of the collective. I understood the power of music, arts, sports, and community. Most importantly, I learned the power of a smile. This particular door gave me publicity. People asked me the all-important question, why are you doing this for no money? And my response was always, why not? Just like that, through all of these open doors that I had walked through, I began to understand what my soul knew all along. That I was looking for home, not a job, not a career, but a role within a community, a life that I could take pride in, one that was not motivated by money, but by the power of love and belonging. In the last year, another magical portal has opened for me, and I have gone from student to teacher. People now come to me in their journey of self-discovery, and through the power of the imagination, we are healing ourselves and our lineages. I have found my role, I have found my place, I have found my idea of home, which to me is fluid, but it's all me. It wasn't until my clients and I would discuss all of our possibilities and expansiveness, and they would listen to these stories, often with a horrified look on their faces, that I began to realize that walking through every door isn't considered normal. Suddenly my whole life made sense. This is why I've lived the way I've lived, so that I could tell my story. From law school to event manager, from journalism to films, from poet to curator to entrepreneur to life coach. For most people, this sort of career jumping would be seen as a risk. And I guess that makes sense from a capitalist point of view, where the main motivator is money. But when the motivator is love and belonging, when the motivator is love and belonging, the collecting of experiences and storytelling, life can get pretty interesting, and you never know where you're going to land. The secret to taking a risk is to not think about it. Just know that you are living in an absolutely safe reality, and nothing is permanent, neither success nor failure. If you see that open door, take it. We are here to explore life, and exploring our own expansiveness is a big part of that. Believe in magic. Walk through that door. All right.